Welcome everyone. In this video I'll be showing you how you can generate your own stock forecast report with only a few lines of Python code. In this video we will be using Python and BeautifulSoup for scraping the website, and for getting the stock analytics data we will be scraping the CNN business website. As you can see, this is the whole code and it's fairly short. So using only a small amount of coding, you can get your own very simple stock analytics data. So I'll go over each line of code and explain what each line means. So first we will need to import a few packages. So the first package is request and the second package is BeautifulSoup. The request extracts the HTML code from the website, and BeautifulSoup parses that HTML code, and we will use those parse HTML data to extract the text inside the HTML. Next, we will start with this stock. So let's say we are only in this page for now. We will scrape the Apple stock data, but later we will automate the whole system so the code can scrape more data from any number of stocks. So first we need to get the HTML code out of this page. So the way we do that is getting the link of this page. So this link is basically, you can find it from the address bar. As you can see, we have changed a little bit and made this one as a variable. So why we did that is basically we can replace this variable with Apple, and if there is next time you want to find a different stock, maybe Tesla, then you write TSLA and this will be replaced by TSLA, and that will take you to Tesla's forecast page. That's why this is how you make a web link kind of dynamic. So just by replacing this value with a specific stock ticker symbol, you can get into different stock web page. Then you use the request and use this link to get the HTML source code into this source. Now let's see, just to show you if that works. If you compile this page, and you'll see you do have the whole HTML code out of this web page. These are all the HTML tags. If you're familiar with it, it's a fairly simple language. So these are all the HTML text that you extracted from this website using just these two lines. Let's comment that out. Now once you have this HTML code, now you need to parse this code so that you can read into different sections of this HTML and then parse the text that you really want. There are a lot of stuff going on in this page and you don't need all of them. Now to parse that HTML, we will be using BeautifulSoup, and the way you do it is you just create an object of BeautifulSoup. You give there are two parameters. First one is the source that you just created, and then a parser. So in this case the parser is LXML. There are a few other type of parser called HTML parser, and in this case we are using LXML. So to use LXML, you do need to pip install LXML in your system. You also need to pip install request and BeautifulSoup in your system to use any of them. Now to see if this is working, so we can do a print soup.prettify. You don't need to do this prettify. This is just to make the HTML looks good. If you don't do it, it will still work. So as you can see, it is working. So now inside this soup, we do have all the HTML parsed into this soup object. So you can use this to extract whatever text you need out of this web page. So that will be your next step. Okay, so let's say we will start finding different text, and we'll start with the name of the stock or name of the company that we are interested in, or whatever the name of the company is in your current page. So that is your first task. The way BeautifulSoup works is it looks for HTML tag and a specific class name, and then it extracts the text under that tag and under that class name. Now, what I mean by that is if you go to the website or the web page, right click on it and click inspect, then you can get the HTML code for this page, right? And you can hover your mouse over the text and you can see a blue box is appearing on the left side. That basically means what this code is covered by that blue box. So if we hover over different div, as you can see, when you hover your mouse over this div, there is a blue box on the left top. That means this div is covering that part of the page. So what we want is we want to go to this text, right? So we want the blue box when it appears here. So we should keep going. As you can see, when you are here, the whole blue box is covered. So our text should be inside this blue box. So you click into it and then you keep going. This is still in it. And then you keep going and you found that this div contains our text, because see, the blue box is appearing when your mouse is over this div. So you keep going in and then you found this H1 and then you actually found the text. So what you can do is, using your BeautifulSoup, now you know the HTML tag and the class name that contains the text. You can just write soup.find the name of the HTML tag, which is H1, and the name of the class, that is WSOD_FLEFT. And then you want to get the text, so you write .text. Now let's see, if you print it, it should print the name of the stock, which it does. So it's Apple Inc. Nasdaq AAPL, right? Now one thing that is important to note here is that you need to put an underscore after class. The reason behind this one is class is a keyword in Python. So if you don't put underscore after the class, it will give you an error. Okay. So now you got your stock name. Next, let's say we want to find whatever the current price of the stock is. So the procedure is same. We will find the current price right now. Let's say we keep hovering our mouse over different div and try to find out where this when the blue box appears here. So we keep going, and here you can see the blue box here appeared. You go inside and eventually you found the price is under this HTML tag, right? So you can do the similar approach that you did for finding the stock name. You can write soup.find, the HTML tag is TD, and the class name is WSOD last, and the text appears under the first span. So you can write .span.text, that is this text. You can check if this is working. You can run it, and surely it will give you the text that appears. Okay, now we want few more information. We want to get some forecast information. For example, we want to know what happens in 12 months. What's the price? What will be the price of the stock? The lowest price, the median price, and the highest price. So as you can see, from this text, you can get all those information. You can see there is a median target of 155, high estimate, and the low estimate. So what we want is we want to process this text and extract these numbers, the median target and the high target and the low target. And we also want to find the recommendation by the analyst. So as you can see, the analysts are recommending this stock to buy. So we want to find what the analysts are saying about this. And as you can see, you can get the recommendation from this part of the text. That is this text, buy. Now, if you hover your mouse to find these text, again, look for the blue boxes. You'll see the blue box for this one is appearing here. So you keep going. As you find this div, this div covers the first text, and the second div covers the second text. Now, as you can see, the name of the class, there's a problem. Both of this class has the same name. So if you do soup find and then give you the class name, then the BeautifulSoup will always find the first occurrence of that class name. So if you just write soup.find this name, then it will always give you this text and skip this one. But we don't want that. We want both the text. But since the class name are same, the only way we can find both of this text is by a different function called find all. So it's not just find, it's find all. So anytime there is a div with the same class name, they will all be extracted and they will be put in a list. So this is what we're doing here, soup.findAll. The div and the class name is this one. So even though the class name is same for this text and this text, both of these texts will be stored in a list, in this list that is called info.text. Just to show you if this is happening or not. So this is a list. We want to print the first element in the list and the second element in the list. And surely the first element of the list is this text, 38 analyst offering 12-month price forecast. And the second part of the list, the second element of the list is this one, the current consensus among 43. That's good because now we have both the text inside our list, and now we can process this text to get the specific information inside this text. So first we want to process this text to get these numbers. So these are just basics string processing for Python. So you get the text, that's basically this text, and you want to split the text to get a specific number. So I want 155.00. So the way I do it is you can split this whole text by median target of. It's just a string. So you split this whole string into two halves, where the first half contains this part and the second half contains this part, right? So we want the second half because we want this number. So after splitting, you get the second half, and then you split it again with a comma. So by splitting it with a comma, this numbers is in the first half and this part is in the second half. And after splitting by a comma, we want the first half. That's why there's a 0. These are just playing with the strings. Is a very simple, maybe explaining it is a little bit convoluted, but once you understand it, these are just step by step. You're doing repetitive splitting of the text to get exactly what you want. So this is how you get this one number. The same approach for getting the low estimate and the high estimate. So you basically split the text by these first and then these again to get this value. Now we can see if this is working. As you can see, the three numbers that we're looking for is the low estimate, that is 83, which is true, and the median is 155, and the high estimate is 175. So that's working. It's pretty straightforward. Next, we want to see what the recommendation is by the analyst, and we also want to know how many analysts is recommending that, recommending to buy or hold or sell or whatever. So we want both this number as well as whatever the recommendation is. So we can do that by the recommendation text. That means we're basically looking at the whole text and again doing some basic string manipulation. So first we want to find out this number. So we can split the whole text by consensus among this text, and then again split by the second part of it, split by a space. That's how you get this 43. And similarly, the recommendation itself, it's not, in this case, we did not use a string manipulation, but we came back into our soup. Now you can see the recommendation text here is not a text. It's actually an HTML code. Let me show you what I mean. So if you print the recommendation text, you will see this is not a text, rather this is an HTML code. So there are div information and there's p and there is also text, but we want the whole thing. The reason we kept it in this way is because now you can run the soup, BeautifulSoup, on these HTML code. So we want to find this text, that is the recommendation by the analyst, right? As you can see, this text is under this p and then this strong. That's basically strong means the bold character. So you can take this recommendation text, which is this whole HTML code, then you can go to the first p, that is this p, meaning now you are under this text, and then you can go to the first strong, that is this, and you get the text. So finally you get the text by, that is the actual recommendation. So once again, you have a HTML code, you go to the first p, and then you go to the first strong and extract the text, that is by. So let's see if that's working. Remove that and let's see if our recommendation is working. And as you can see, there are 43 analysts. That is exactly 43 analysts, and they are saying it's a buy. It is a buy. Now put everything together. We just want to print our results. That is a very straightforward. We just want to print stock name, the current price, all the estimates, and the recommendation by the analyst. And when you run it, you get your very simple, straightforward analytical report. So the name of your stock is Apple, the current price, the low estimate, the median estimate, the high estimate, and whatever the recommendation is given by the analyst. Now this is done for one stock. but you can get, if it's one stock, you can just go to the page and do your own search, right? What happens if you have more than one? That's where the code is handy, right? It just does everything by itself and give you the report. So you can do this for many stocks. Let's say you have a list of stock, and I don't know, Microsoft and Amazon and I don't know, AMC maybe, I don't know. Okay, then you can just loop over the stock, and that's it. That's all you need to do, and this will give you the information for all the stocks and all the information that you wanted by scraping each of this page in the background. And you just need to get the gist of each web page, and that's what you got. As you can see, the Apple analysts are saying there is a buy, and Tesla analysts are saying it's a hold. For Microsoft is a buy, AMC is a hold. So this has been a very simple web stock analytics you can create by yourself. It's very straightforward. It's a very basic Python, and I hope this is helpful. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. We will be coming up with many more videos like this. Thank you for watching.